So, this is a video to black women, black girls. And this is a video to say these are some things black girls are not taught. These are some things black women are not taught, even though we are in our mature adult age, right? So starting out with the girls, what I wasn't taught when I was young, I wasn't taught sisterhood, motherhood, womanhood. I wasn't taught one day that I'd be a woman. One day I would be a woman that would possibly be a mother, right? I wasn't, this is something most is not taught, is how to protect themselves physically, how to protect themselves, how to present themselves, how to speak as a beautiful, black, bold girl. Most girls aren't tomboys. That's very rare for you to be a tomboy, to be able to bust ass, run as fast or faster, be as strong, be tougher than the boys. That's not taught. However, it was a big thing of competition, but it was a good, healthy competition for me because it kept me going. It kept me wanting to be better physically, to be stronger, to have the spirit of winning, the spirit of an athlete. Most girls aren't athletes, but if we was to get one sport that we like, that we have an interest in, that it's a hobby, we passionate about it, or we were just born to do it, stick with that. As a little girl, we wasn't taught to do as an adult what we was doing as a child. What is it that you did as a child? That's what you should be doing as an adult. Point blank, period. If you love nature, running outside, being outside, planting, garden, the flowers, if you love sports, if you love dancing and music, if you love art, if you love drawing and coloring, well, something to that. You just didn't do it as just a little girl. You probably lost interest. Life probably been lifing. You probably didn't have motivation or somebody to say, hey, stick to what you was doing when you was a little bitty weedy. Okay? Do those things you was doing as a little girl. Probably lost and got out of touch with that inner child, which we all do because life be lifing, However, when we get to that clarity, we get to be mature, and we didn't gain some experiences along our journey, we must be able to reconnect and realign with our gifts and talents. And whatever those gifts and talents we had as young children, as adolescents, I'm telling you, it's something deep about that, something special about that. So you might want to go back and revisit that. Something we're not taught. To the women, we're not taught to go back to connect with that inner child, to go back to play as a little child, to be colorful and joyful. We stop doing the things we was doing as a young girl. All that skipping, jumping, playing, jump rope, all that stuff. Yeah, shouldn't stop. Jogging, running, walking, going for walks, having sleepovers, that's something we should get back to. But having more mature, wise sleepovers where we're teaching our daughters, like, it'll be dope for this, in this community, this neighborhood. I know a handful of women, right? Handful of women that got daughters. Some one, some more than one. It would be dope if we come to a point we knew each other and we conversed and we got along, right? So we got along. We decided one night out of the month we are going to stay the night at whoever has the biggest house, or the biggest space, right? Whoever had the most rooms or the most space, that's what we're going to spend the night. Once a month, to have a sleepover. And all the women teach something to the daughters. Teach something to the little girls, whether it's womanhood, whether it's motherhood, whether it's rites of passage, really. That's what we lost. That's what was lost, a rites of passage. All of this is a rites of passage. But that would be dope to do that once a month, and it is actually healing when we come together as women. And we teach our little girls the rites of passage. Oh, the earth is healing, because when one woman heals, that whole nation healed, baby. That whole nation healed, baby. So, I'm trying to think. It's something else that we're not taught. And I'm talking from my mother generation. You even go further back to her mother generation, my grandmother. Grandma Ruth Dell, Grandma Elise. Shout out to you, baby. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all, wherever y'all at. But we wasn't taught, even from my grandmother generation to my mother to my generation. And hopefully it's changing through that next generation that comes after us. It wasn't taught menstrual or the moon cycle, right? It wasn't taught how to manage and cope with it. It wasn't taught about our bodies, about our vaginas, about the power of being a virgin, virginity, how sacred it is. It wasn't taught how beautiful we are as women, how powerful we are. It wasn't taught her story of stories. It wasn't taught her story at all, because it ain't nowhere in the school, it ain't nowhere in the churches. And actually his story came from her story. Because when you think about it, who we come from? Mama. We all come from mama, right? Well, his story came from her because he came out of her, literally. But all we ever known in this society is his story. His story. So we wasn't taught these lost books of the Bible. We wasn't taught the ancient stories of the powerful women, and when women rule, and when women ruled the world, when women ran with the wolves, when woman was God, all of this stuff. Women of antiquity, these are things that we're not taught, because this stuff, if we was as young girls, how to protect ourselves, how to be strong, how to run when we need to run, and jump when we need to jump, stomp, kick, punch, scream when we need to. We wasn't taught that. How to get out of situations and dangerous situations. If somebody come up and ask you if you want to ride as a little girl, you tell them no and haul ass home or to the closest church. We're not taught conversational skills as a black girl. We're not taught how to conversate. We're not taught how to please ourselves sexually. These is so many more things, but these are the most fundamental things black girls should be educated about, should be enlightened on. And as we grow into the woman, or into the mothers we are, we should continue to elevate that which is being brought to our awareness as little girls. So I hope this video helps. I hope we as women, period, black, white, red, yellow, it doesn't matter what nationality. I hope we come together and start passing on the rites of passage, because that's the righteous thing to do in this day and time, in this society, when we know where the future is heading. The future is divine feminine. The future is women. So if this world is to be restored, balanced, healed, and free, it can only come through a womb like me. All right, baby. Protect your womb. Love your womb. Eat for your womb. Cleanse and bathe your womb. And be grateful to have such a sacred and holy temple, holy space. Now that you know who you are, know thyself. Study the female reproductive system, which we are not taught in any school. We're taught more about frog anatomy than a woman's anatomy. I mean, this is statistically 85% of high school girls are saying they know more about frog anatomy than their own goddamn anatomy. How sickening is that? And we wonder why our girls walk around powerless, walk around not knowing their selves, which is the most powerful thing, is to know thyself. So I encourage us women, I don't care what age you are, young girls, teenagers, I don't care nationality, I don't care where you're from, your walk of faith, your background, your title, your name, it doesn't matter. Share this video with another sister, with another mother, and make it vital, make it very important that we start teaching our young girls, even if it's us going into the community and teaching for free. We should start teaching these rites of passages so our girls can have and be empowered, so our girls will know her story. Nobody know her story, but we know his very well, right? And that's just one side. His story is one side. Her story is the other side. And when those come together, that's the Holy Child. That's the Holy Family right there. That's the Trinity. The Mother, Father, and Child. The Mother God, the Father God, and the Child God. The God body. Huh? The true Trinity of mind, body, and soul. Because you got to use the mind. You got to train and condition the mind, the body, and the soul to know, to feel that you are whole. So please share this video, like, subscribe, and please, women, let's teach her story. Let's share her story so that our future can be brighter. The sooner and the faster we spread her story, we spread the rites of passage amongst sisterhood, womanhood, motherhood. We start hosting womb circles, moon circles, learning about Mother Earth, learning about our mother. That's right. Learning about our bodies, our temples, our minds, and how to feed it on a cellular level that will connect us in a holistic way. Using a holistic approach, we can only get wholeness, baby. We can only get a holistic lifestyle. Now tell me that ain't righteous. I love you, sisters. I love you, mothers. I love your grandmother. Until next time, happy Womb Wednesday. How your womb doing today? Peace.